Hello students, this is Dr. Sujata Magdum, Assistant Professor in Zoology, KTHM College, Nashik. Today, I'll be dealing with Immunology for MSc Part 2 students, and the topic which I'll be talking about is vaccination belonging to Chapter 7, that is Immunological Memory, Types of Vaccines and Vaccination. Now, since our birth, we come across or there is a large number of infections which are seen occurring day to day, and these are prevented from the childhood itself by administration of certain drugs or injections which are called as vaccines. This process of introduction of vaccines into the body is called as vaccination. This is what I'm going to talk about in detail. Vaccine is biological presentation that improves immunity to a particular disease, and the term vaccine is derived from vacca, which means cow, which produces prophylactic or therapeutic reactions. Prophylactic means these reactions helps to develop the long-term immunity in the society or into the population. Therapeutic is to come over or to uh, get, one can say, to get cured from the disease. So it is therapeutic. Immunity can be achieved by active or passive immunization. Active is a long-term protection wherein immunological memory is being seen developed upon the actual exposure to the organism. Now, in doing so, the contact of any foreign substances is very essential, which brings about development of such kind of reaction. In case of passive immunity, the immunity is being developed by preformed antibodies which are transferred into the body, such as the maternal antibodies are transferred to the body of fetus during the pregnancy, or the antibody therapy after the bite of an insect or certain kind of organisms like snakes. Then this also sometimes leads to immunodeficiency. Immunization, the other term to describe is also vaccination, is actually a state of protection wherein people which are been diseased by certain kind of infection are introduced to a vaccine, and this vaccine triggers an immune response into the body of the person in which it has been introduced. Just this leads to the exposure of the organisms into the cells, and that leads to development of immunization. There are two different types of immunization, that is active and passive. Immunization, let us talk about the active immunization. Active immunization are the long-term protection which provides the protective immunity and helps in development of immunological memory. It is achieved by natural infection, or sometimes the artificial introduction of whole cells or the antigens can also bring about development of active immunization. Immune system plays a very important role in development of active immunization, as here the antigen reactive cells, that is the T cells and B cells, they are stimulated so that they start showing their interaction with the antigen after the process of stimulation. These antigen which are useful in stimulating T cells and B cell play a significant role in decreasing the infectious diseases, especially in case of children. In spite of having all these positive aspects, yet there is a recent drop in immunization rate. The reasons are n number, and that has to be educated. That means the people need to be educated regarding the significance of this type of immunity. Now let us talk about the passive immunity. Now passive immunity is a short-term process in sense like it gives the short-term protection to the individual. The transient protection is seen in case of passive immunity where the remedy for the current problem is taken into consideration. It involves transfer of preformed immunoglobulins or antigens and between the female and the fetus. This is the best type of passive immunity one can see which occurs in the natural condition through the placenta. Also, the colostrum is containing large quantity of immunoglobulins or antibodies which also imparts protection to the newly born baby, and therefore colostrum is being uh, given to the fetus, that is the first milk. Now this passive immunity can also be seen developed by the injection. Given to these exposures, these organisms will show prevention against tetanus, diphtheria, hepatitis, rabies, measles, or insects as well as snake bites. Passive immunity provides protection to the healthcare also, healthcare people and people who are on to the move, that is the travelers. Passive immunity does not activate immune system and therefore it produces no immunological memory. There is risk to passive immunity. Say for example, if the antibody is produced in another species, the human recipient can produce an immunological response against it. Therefore, it is not seen every time a very successful component into the body. In some individual, IgE production against the isotopic immunoglobulin is seen. Immunoglobulin or AB is one and the same thing, which brings about systemic mast cell degradation and that leads to anaphylactic reaction. That means it is a allergic reaction. In some individual, IgM or IgG will show interaction against the isotype wherein complement is activated and that also leads to the hypersensitive reaction of type 3. In human, gamma globulin results can be very less severe. Now these are the different types by which the passive and active immunity can be acquired. For example, the passive immunity can be acquired through the natural maternal antibodies or it could be through the immunoglobulins or humanized monoclonal antibodies or antitoxicants. These can be used in development of passive immunity. Whereas the active immunity is been achieved by the natural infection or the vaccines. Now these natural infection means when the individual is exposed to an antigen in the nature, that is either through the air or through the systemic contact, whereas in case of vaccination, these vaccines, in case of vaccination, the vaccines which are used can contain an attenuated organism or an inactivated organism. When I say organism, I mean to say the antigens, that is the bacteria. Attenuated means the live, inactivated means the heat killed. Then purified microbial macro or molecules, cloned microbial antigens, which can be expressed in the form of recombinant proteins or it can be cloned DNA or it could be a clone in the viruses. So in the same way, the multivalent complex can also be used as a vaccine and there are large number of toxicoids which can be used as a immune agent which imparts the active immunity. The common agents used for passive immunization is the horse antiverum, which is used against black widow spider bite, horse antitoxicants, which is used to botulism, human polyclonal antibodies, which is used in case of cytomegalovirus, horse antitoxins are used for diphtheria, pooled human immunoglobulins are used against hepatitis A and B. In the same way, the pooled human immunoglobulins are also used for measles. Human or horse polyclonal antibodies are used for rabies. Monoclonal anti-RSV is used against respiratory disease, and for snake bites, horse antiverum, or for tetanus, pooled human immunoglobulins or horse antitoxins are used, and these are the tables which are being taken from the book Immunology by QB. Now vaccination. Vaccination actually is administration of vaccine, which is nothing but an antigenic material which enables or which stimulates an individual's immune system to develop adaptive immunity to a pathogen which has been introduced into the body. These vaccines can prevent or morbidate the individual from infection. These vaccines, they contain the biological substances which are designed to produce the specific protection against a given disease, and as a result of which the protective antibodies are produced, and also the other immune mechanisms, they are stimulated. Hence, vaccination is of utmost importance. There is slight difference between the vaccination and immunization. Vaccination is a process in which the vaccine is administered into the body through the oral route or through the injections, that is the parenteral. Whereas immunization is a condition in which the vaccine which is administered orally or parenterally will stimulate the immune system so that it can recognize the disease and protect from the future infection. In the next lecture, I'll be talking about the types of vaccines. Till then, stay safe. Thank you.